Imagine leaving a small gathering on foot, only to be found later on the ground. You're bruised, disoriented, and clinging to life. Imagine a family's desperate attempt to save their loved one, while the truth about his injuries lies buried in silence. This is not a story of an accident, but one of homicide, a senseless loss that cries out for justice. So before we dive deeper into today's show, let's take a moment for some quick channel housekeeping. There's one link in the description that provides access to all of our contact and social media platforms. So let's walk through them real quick. You'll find links to SpeakPipe, which is right here. You press on that, it takes you to a page where you can leave a message for the show up to 5 minutes long, and you can even do so anonymously. You just hit start recording, and if you want to leave contact information, you can. If you don't have to. You'll also find a link to Signal, which is this app right here. You click on that, and I don't know if it's going to go through. No, because I don't have Signal on this computer, but you can leave me encrypted messages so that we can communicate back and forth with each other, and no one will have access to it. We have also access to our Rumble channel off of this link. We can also get into Apple Podcasts. Oop, that's YouTube. I'm trying to find, there it is, Apple Podcasts. And you can even find our newly formed TikTok. You can also see that our Facebook page is also in that. And that's all conveniently, again, on one link, which is in the description below. So be sure to check it out to stay connected and up to date with all of our episodes and announcements. So welcome back to another episode of the infamous ex-chief. Today, we're continuing the investigation into the tragic death of 18-year-old Christion Olson. In our last episode, we summarized the autopsy findings, which ruled his death a homicide. This episode focuses on the timeline of events as reported to the police and the witness accounts that, while unchallenged at this time, should be scrutinized closely. Every detail matters, and every statement must be considered carefully. Listen, when I was investigating a homicide, the most important part of the investigation was the timeline. Shrinking that timeline down tells you what happened. And here we're actually looking at about 20 minutes timeline, but we'll get into that in a second. So this is the story of what happened, or at least what has been reported to have happened, on the night of July 12th, 2024. For those of you who missed the last episode, let's briefly revisit the findings from Christion Olson's autopsy, as they are critical to understanding the severity of what occurred. The autopsy, performed on July 15th, 2024, at the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office, determined that Christion's cause of death was blunt force trauma to the neck and trunk. The injuries were catastrophic and included multiple fractures, including the right clavicle and posterior ribs, severe lacerations to the liver and the right lung, which caused significant internal bleeding, evidence of a collapsed lung and a large accumulation of blood in the chest cavity, and numerous abrasions and contusions across the body, including the face, neck, and extremities. Petechia, which is the rupturing of the eye, which are small red or purple spots caused by bleeding, often associated with trauma or asphyxiation. So the toxicology report revealed the presence of delta-9 THC, a component of marijuana, but no alcohol or any other significant substances were found. These injuries clearly pointed to a violent incident, leading to the medical examiner ruling the death as a homicide. Let's think about what these findings suggest. The nature of Christion's injuries, particularly the blunt force trauma, indicates a high level of violence. This wasn't an accident. It's a devastating reality for his family to face, and it's the only one that demands accountability. Could these injuries have been the result of a deliberate attack, or were there negligence involved that led to the tragic outcome? We'll explore these possibilities as we move forward. The story begins at the 500 block of Topaz Lane, Brunswick Hills, Ohio, where a small gathering took place. And out of an abundance of caution to protect the identities of the witnesses, I will be using pseudonyms for all individuals mentioned except Christion Olson. Many of the individuals present at the gathering were originally juveniles at that time, but I've actually reviewed the police reports to confirm that as of today, none of them are juveniles. So let's dive into this a little deeper. The host of the 500 block of Topaz was Ethan, and he had several friends over for a gathering, including Christion Olson, who actually was brought to the gathering without a car. He was picked up from his house and taken to this location on Topaz Lane. So Ethan's father, Nathan, and his girlfriend, Tara Smith, returned home while the gathering was underway. Nathan and Tara noted that the group appeared to be calm and they did not observe anything unusual before heading to the basement. They came in later in the evening. So, however, tension did arise when Rachel, Christian's ex-girlfriend, accused him of cheating. While no physical altercation reportedly occurred, the argument led to Rachel, Renee, Dylan, and Bryce to leave together in a vehicle. Christian, visibly upset, left the gathering shortly afterward on foot, supposedly. It raises the question, why would he leave on foot when he had no vehicle available? This gathering, described as uneventful, took a sharp turn when emotions ran high. Arguments like this are not uncommon among young people, but what happened afterwards is far from typical. It's essential to think critically about the dynamics at play here. Did anyone observe signs of escalating tension that they didn't report? Were there red flags that were unnoticed or ignored? Roughly 20 minutes after leaving the gathering, Christian was found by Ethan and McKay near the tree lawn at the 600 block of Topaz Lane. Christian was lying on his back, disoriented, and complained that he couldn't feel his upper body. His injuries included bruises that weren't present when he left the gathering. At this point, 3 unknown young males approached Ethan and Adam, described as 2 white males and 1 Asian male in their late teens or early 20s. They mentioned that Christian had been knocking on their door earlier. One of them reportedly had a knife, though no threats were actually ever made with this knife, and I'm not exactly certain why this actually even made it in the report, but it was in the report, so important to note. Their involvement, if any, remains unclear, and their identities are still unknown. Additionally, it is uncertain whether the police have interviewed these individuals or taken steps to identify and question them about the interactions they had with Christian that night. Think about the timeline here. How does someone go from leaving a calm gathering to being found in the condition that he was in just 20 minutes? It's hard to believe that such catastrophic injuries could occur in such a short window without someone witnessing or hearing something. The presence of these 3 unknown individuals complicates the narrative even further. Were they witnesses? Were they involved? Or do they know something they're not sharing? And again, my question has always been, why did those parties leave the house at 500 Topaz to go down and find Christian? Because you couldn't see from that location where Christian was lying. What prompted them to go down and find him? That's the question I have. So, to make this situation even more bizarre, instead of calling emergency services, Ethan contacted Christian's father, Christion Olson Sr., and he suggested they bring Christian home. Nathan's vehicle was used to transport him, with Ethan and Adam assisting. And here's where it gets even more complex. During the drive, Christian began vomiting, prompting a stop at the Bunker Hill golf course. This decision raises significant questions. Why stop there when Christian's home was so close? Why delay the journey by stopping at a location that offered no immediate medical assistance? The proximity of the golf course to Christian's house makes this choice particularly puzzling. Additionally, instead of calling for emergency services, they summoned Bryce to help at the scene. And Bryce had not been part of the original gathering, which further raises questions about why his involvement was deemed necessary. What role did Bryce play upon arrival? And why was contacting him prioritized over seeking professional medical help? This stop and the delay it caused could have been critical in Christion's timeline. Furthermore, it remains unclear if the vehicle was used for transport, was later impounded and analyzed by police to shed light on the sequence of events, or Christion's injuries. One thing we need to discuss is the behavior of the individuals involved. Why didn't they call for emergency services immediately? Why involve Bryce instead of relying on trained professionals? These actions, while not necessarily incriminating, raise some pretty serious questions. Could it be fear of consequences? Could it be confusion or panic? Were they worried about the alcohol that was being consumed at the gathering, although, again, Christion had no alcohol in his system? Or is there something more nefarious at play? The fact that no one in the group has come forward to explain their actions or provide additional context is deeply troubling. One individual has reportedly lawyered up, which is their right, but it's hard not to wonder what they're trying to protect themselves from. Upon arriving at Ivy Hill Lane, Christion's condition had deteriorated significantly. The family placed a frantic 911 call, during which they attempted CPR under the dispatcher's guidance. The audio of the call reveals the desperation and fear in their voices. I originally was hesitant about putting this in, as I know that the family is watching these episodes. However, again, I feel it more compelling to get people to act, to show and bring you into the reality of the scene. So I'm going to play this call. It's about 2 minutes long.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
Please hurry. He passed out. I don't know what's wrong with my little brother.
Okay, what's your address?
Ivy Hill Lane, apartment B.
Okay, apartment B. Okay, how old is he?
He's 18.
18?
Yes.
Okay, is he breathing?
No, I don't think so. He just passed out. He just burst through the door and he couldn't walk. And he kept saying, "Please help me." And he started throwing up blood. And it started coming out his nose. And then he just passed out.
Okay. All right, and you're B, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right, we'll get the medics out there, okay?
Wait, no, I'm on the phone with him. Keep going, don't stop. Batman. He's here. Please hurry, please.
And the phone.
He's here. I see him, so don't stop. Don't stop. I'm going. Don't stop.
Okay, are you doing CPR?
Yes, we're doing CPR.
Okay.
Let me take over.
He's free, hold on.
No, it's not. Come on, Batman. Batman.
Come on, wake up.
This is his mother.
Batman, wake up.
Okay,
Hello?
we got some officers en route and the medics as well. I'll stay on the phone with you until they get there.
Please hurry. Please hurry.
Come on.
Please hurry. Oh, my.
Come on.
Has this ever happened before?
Hey.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Hey.
I got him.
Wake up.
Okay. Is he breathing yet?
Barely.
Is that him?
No, that's me.
Okay, that's you. Okay. Are they still doing CPR?
My daughter is.
Okay.
I had to stop.
Okay. All right, that's okay. We got a couple officers and the medics en route. I'll stay on the phone with you just until they get there to make sure. Is there a door unlocked so they can get in there?
I'm outside.
Okay, you're outside? Okay.
Oh, God. Please hurry.
Okay, I hear him. That should be the officer.
Oh. Oh, God, please hurry. Please hurry.
Okay.
Please hurry. Oh, God.
They're on their way there.
Okay, thank you.
Are they there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, I'll let you go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Please.
Despite their efforts, Christian succumbed to his injuries shortly after being transported to Medina Hospital. So, if you were at the gathering, or you saw Christian on Topaz Lane, or know the identities of the 3 individuals that are unknown, please come forward. Even the smallest detail could help solve this case. Contact local law enforcement, Brunswick Hills Police, 330-273-3722. You can also submit tips anonymously. You can use Signal or leave a message on the speak pipe, where again you can record up to a 5-minute conversation. Well, not conversation, a 5-minute recording, completely anonymous. You can feel free to email me at the infamousxchief@gmail.com. You can contact the Cuyahoga County Crime Stoppers at 216-252-7463, or you can go online, and those are completely anonymous. I know from intimate experience with working with the Cuyahoga County Crime Stoppers, none of that information is kept or recorded or even shared with the investigating agency. All information will be treated with the utmost confidentiality. Christian's family deserves justice, and his story must not fade into obscurity. Let's work together to uncover the truth. Thank you for watching The Infamous Ex-Chief. If you found this episode compelling, please like, share, and subscribe to spread awareness about Christian's case. Together, we can make a difference. Until next time, stay safe and vigilant. This is The Infamous Ex-Chief signing off. Please feel free to watch the playlist that I already have on Christian's case.